Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eung Kim, Director of KOTRA Stockholm office. KOTRA is South Korea's governmental agency to promote trade and investment. It's very similar to business sphere. I'm very happy to see you this morning and also to make a short presentation about Korea. My presentation consists of Korea's economy and business environment. After that, I'll tell you how to utilize KOTRA, my organization. So, I'm afraid if you, any of you recognize these pictures. This is very special games between human and artificial intelligence. Google developed AlphaGo, so they are doing game competition. It is now on air. So the purpose for me to show this picture is Korea was one of the poorest countries even in 1950s. The GDP was about $300 per person. But nowadays, after 60 years, Korea became very quite advanced countries. We make a donation to poor countries nowadays. And then Korea is very dynamic. We are doing very well in ICT and motor vehicles and so many areas. So before I start my presentation, I brought some pictures. This is the bridge from Incheon Airport to Seoul, Korea's capital city. And this is Cheonggae steam area in the heart of the Seoul city. And this is Gyeonghae Pavilion in Gyeongbok Palace. And this one is Seotguram Grotto in Gyeongju area. So it is not so easy for Swedish people to make a trip to Korea. China and Japan, you may have a chance to visit there, but Korea is relatively smaller than those two countries. So you visit China and Japan and come back. It is very normal to skip traveling Korea. So I hope you visit Korea as soon as possible. And this is some snapshots about Korean culture, Korean traditional dancing and royal orchestra. And this is the famous Korean kimchi and other dishes. Okay, then I'll go to economies. Korea's economy. I can show just 6 digits. Korea's GDP is 1.4 trillion US dollar, and trade volume is 1.1 trillion US dollar per year. And foreign exchange reserves is $353 billion at the as of end of last year, and the number of listed company is about 1,800. So this is this table shows everything. You don't need to see these tables. Just to figure out Korea has 1/5 of the land scales to Swedish and Sweden. But there are 5 times more population live in Korea. So Korea is very, very crowded than Sweden. So people's lifestyle also very different from Sweden. Most Korean envies Swedish lifestyle. And GDP is about 3 or 3.5 times bigger than Sweden. And most things, the economy scale is about 6 times bigger than Sweden. You just remember that. Okay, there was a big crisis Korea faced. In 2008, there was some monetary crisis all around the world, and North Korea's provocation and exchange rate, currency war. But this red color is the Korean stock market index. It is very, you can say it is stabilized, stable. The blue one is Japanese Nikkei index, and the green one is Singapore's FTSE index. So I like to say, even though there was some accident and crisis, Korean economy is quite stable. And business environment. I'm afraid how many of you recognize about this regarding semiconductor. Korea has 73% of the world market, and smartphone, we produce about 1/4 of the smartphone, and shipbuilding 41%, petrochemical and lithium battery 20% for the electric cars. And this table is issued by ITU, International Telecommunication Union. They made a survey in last year. At the time they show, or they find the ICT development index, Korea ranked #1, and Sweden is #5, Norway was #10. Out of 167 countries. So Korea is very eager to innovate. And this is manufacturing competitiveness. Korea ranked at 5. This is done by Deloitte. And Fortune Global 500 companies. There are 17 Korean companies belong to Fortune Global 500. Samsung, and Hyundai, and LG, Kia, like this. And innovation. this was surveyed by Bloomberg. They found South Korea was number one. So I'd have to say Korea is really wants to be changed and change, innovate. This one is Korea. In 2000, year 2000 and 2013, there was the relation is almost doubled up. The first country is Israel, but nowadays Korea is the second investors for the R&D. And regarding patent application, WIPO, they found Korea patent application per GDP. And Korea was very strong. And the education, 68% of young men graduate colleges. It is one of the main factors for Korea developed performance, this kind of development last 60 years. And labor turnover rate. Korean labor is very diligent. So if they join any companies, they don't move, and they work the company, they pay royalties. So relatively China, their turnover rate is almost 18%, Hong Kong 17%. So Korean labor is very diligent and pay royalty to companies. And this map shows this part is China, and this island is Japan. In between, there are Koreans, North Korea and South Koreans. The radius from here to here is 1,000 kilometers. We call this 2,000 kilometer radius area Korea zone. We can, thank you very much. We can reach in 3 hours by plane. So in this area, there are 147 cities hold more than 1 million population. And in these cities, about 462 million populations living there, that 147 cities. So Korea has a very big market. Even Korea itself, it is quite a big market because it has 50 million population, and Japan has 130 million. And China, they have 1.3 billion population. So totally, there are 1.5 billion population in those areas. So when that's why most companies, they pay attention to the Asian market, especially Far Eastern countries. I like to say Korea is geographically located at a very good position. So China is a big market, but they have still some problems politically and business customs. There are sometimes some factors we can understand. And Japan is too much sophisticated. So Korea is always open and eager to innovate. So I think Korea is really good place for you to set up beachhead Far Eastern countries. And Korea has signed free trade agreement with 52 countries. Korea is the world's third largest FTA territories. The number one is Chile, and the second country is Peru. At this time, about 73% of the world economies have a free trade agreement with Korea. Okay, now I'd like to explain what KOTRA is doing. KOTRA is a governmental organization. So when you need to get some advice from us, you don't need to pay any consulting fees. And if there are any inquiries which can make a win-win situation for both countries, and KOTRA is belong to Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energies. And our organization is divided by two sectors. One is trade promotion, the other one is investment promotion. We have 1,000 employees in Korea and another 1,000 employees overseas. In overseas, we have 126 offices in 86 countries. In Stockholm office was established in 1968. We have my office is covering Sweden and Norway and Iceland also. And 8 staffs work in the same office. Our function is very easy. Consulting and matchmaking and provide support for the foreign direct investment and trade shows and seminars. We do everything if it will be good for both countries. And so whatever you think to do with Korea, you may approach us first. And this is some exhibition and events will be held in Korea. But Global Bio and Medical Plaza and KIMES, this will be held in 2 days. So it is not so good for you to pay attention on this, but there are other events. This GMES will be held in September, and CIMEDIC will be held at October. So we made copies of this event and insert our leaflet. So please find it, please. And in case you are doing some investment into Korea, then our government will provide different types of incentives. Some of them is tax reduction, sometimes land support, and there may be cash grant also. Okay, I'd like to summarize what I tried to tell you. Korean market is big enough because 50 million population and neighbor countries China and Japan. So, and when your beachhead needed in ASEAN area, Korea will be the best place. And utilize KOTRA my office, whatever you are thinking to do with the Korean companies. Before I closing my presentation, I'd like to introduce my colleague to you, Mr. J. Kim and Yeonsu No Hansen. So, okay, thank you very much for listening. Thank you.